Yeah, there's always a moment as I'm about to film
Yeah.
where it's like, why am I doing this?
I feel like that's natural.
Like, it happens at the start, like, especially when it's on my own, because sometimes I do episodes by myself, it's like, I'm sat, like, in my room just with a wig on, you know?
I've had that.
Wait. Watch out for the dragon. Okay, we're good. What does desolation of smog mean? What the fuck is a desolation?
What does it mean to me, or what does it mean?
I don't know what that means, full stop.
Well, desolation is like the destruction. So it's like desolate means...
Really?
Like, it does. Yeah.
I never knew what that meant.
You just thought it was like
I thought it meant, I honestly
a name specific, like it's a word.
I honestly thought it meant destination. Like they're going to smog.
What smog's no, that would be
the destination of
destination of smog.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, so that's what it's called.
It's Smaug.
Smaug. No, he's not. No, but that would make sense. The destination of
Smaug.
Like we got to go to Smaug. It's the destination. Where are we going? Smaug.
No, destination of Smaug, because it's of would be like, where is Smaug going?
That's what the movie's called, though.
Desolation of Smaug.
What does that mean?
Like destruction.
Wait, no.
I
thought they kill it. No, they do kill him in that.
Desolation.
So they spoil it.
I don't know.
That's like calling the Titanic.
Is that the Hobbit, or is that Lord of the Rings?
That's the Hobbit.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I did try because in the third one they're in that village and then there's it's not Orlando Bloom, the guy that Luke, the guy with the
arrow, he shoots the dragon.
Yeah, but he was also in Emma Watson's Beauty and the Beast. It's Luke. He's the Welsh guy.
He's the Welsh guy.
That wasn't a Welsh accent.
That was Irish.
No.
He's the Welsh guy.
Can you do a Welsh accent? My mum's from Wales.
I honestly don't know.
It's hard because Scotland, you get chocolate cake. You get like a
chocolate
cake. Or my brothers.
Whereas
Saturday, at least I go to the movies on Saturday. but Wales is hard. Like, because they talk, it's kind of Bristolian, but it's not.
You know what I mean? You lean into it on the kind of.
Yeah.
I know that's Irish again.
Kind of.
I don't know. I need to hear it, I think.
Fuck the Mayweathers. That's not Welsh. Fuck the Mayweathers.
Fuck the Mayweathers.
No.
I've been to Wales a few times, but I never picked up on an accent.
You never picked up on an accent? Wait, you heard people and you were like, there's no accent.
I think I just blocked them out.
Oh, you just ignored all the Welsh people.
Yeah,
I went to Brazil I think I might have told you this. I went to Brazil for 2 months, and on my last day, I found out they don't speak Spanish. They speak Portuguese.
They speak Brazilian.
So they were like, obrigado. And I was like, je joue au foot. Which is French.
It took you.
Don't
speak how long were you there for?
2 months.
No, I know that was the joke. Yeah, do you know they didn't speak Spanish? They actually speak Brazilian.
No, yeah, because all of the north, south, is that south? Yeah, South American countries were invaded by Spain. Same thing with Argentina. Oh, I've had a steak in Argentina before. Steak in Argentina is very nice.
What kind of steak?
Just an Argentinian steak. I mean, like a steak from Argentina.
Like a ribeye?
It was one of those ones on the grill.
A grilled steak.
A grilled steak. But I don't know whether they did grill it. It might have just been on the grill in transit.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
But I mean, it must have been good if you bring it up so many years later.
I just remember, it's just one of those things that feels like worth saying, but it actually wasn't that memorable. The best steak I've ever had, flat iron steak is really good, but the best steak I've ever had, I don't remember where the best steak I've ever had. I've just had some good steak sometimes. Steak is steak.
Steak is steak. Steak is kind of hard to beat bad.
That seems like sacrilege. I don't know whether you should say that.
Wagyu beef. Wagyu?
No, Wagyu is that vegetarian?
No, that's when they like pamper the cow so much that it's supposed to taste
pamper the cow.
Yeah, so they like give it like Netflix. They like let it chill out. They feed it
massages.
Like good food. Yeah, they massage it to get the meat, and they give it the best life they can, and then they just like kill it like humanely.
How do you kill something humane? If you were to kill someone,
turn around.
What does that mean?
Turn around.
Well, like at the end of Mice and Men. It's like, think about the rabbits.
This wig is coming up.
Think about the milk. But no, they wouldn't think about milk. It's weird that you think sometimes like cows drink milk, but they don't.
I'm sure they do, but just not.
Cows don't drink milk.
Well, why do they have boobs?
Well, it's like
the calves drink milk.
No, we drink the milk.
Yeah, but they also feed the young.
Why
surely.
Of all the animals that you can milk, were we like
that one?
Yeah,
the big fat one.
Yeah, this isn't cow milk. Like, like, but what?
I think that I don't know. I guess
goats have milk.
I'm not gonna be I'm not gonna be drinking like a pig's milk.
Maybe it's the easiest thing to milk.
Maybe it tastes the best. They tasted all of them. They were like, that's the one.
But some people prefer like goat's cheese. So to get cheese, do you know how to make cheese?
Don't you like get a bunch of stuff and you put it through cheesecloth?
You just need milk, I think.
I don't like the idea of it's just, you know what I mean? Like, let me put a slice of old milk on my burger.
Slice of old milk.
Yeah,
but the
a slice
difference
of
between
cheese.
butter and cheese is just time, I guess. It's like, you know what I learned recently?
That's a good quote.
This what?
The difference between butter and cheese is only time.
Damn.
It's like everybody changes.
Yeah. Do you think people change? Do you think people change?
I hope so, because I'm not loving how I am at the moment.
Oh, that's a bit heavy for the podcast.
Yeah.
No, but this isn't Wiz Diaries. I mean, like...
No, but I just mean, like, sometimes I'll do something and I'll be like, I hope I don't keep doing this.
Yeah, I've done that before.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like...
Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I do...
Coca-Cola.
I'm like, can't make a habit out of this. Just like, this needs to stop.
Yeah, but I think people change.
You think... No, yeah, I mean, habits change, but like, who... like
As a person?
Well, what is a person? Because it's like, you are what you do, right? Like, some people, like, they've done bad things, but deep down, I feel like you are what you do. I think they say that in a TV show that I saw once. Can't remember the name of the TV show, though.
Family Guy.
Yep, that's what
That's the one.
At the end of
What
the
do
day...
you mean by that? You are what you do?
Like, what else are you? You just are your actions and choices. That's what makes up someone. So if you just change what you do, you change.
But sometimes I can't. Sometimes it's hard to change.
Yeah.
Because you're so, like, wired to act a certain way. You can only change if you're being conscious of it.
Yeah.
So, like, but, like, I feel like when I'm out and about, I, like, just, like, autopilot mode. And then I'll get home and I'll be like, I wish I
I know
didn't
what you
act
mean.
that way.
Yeah, especially in front of people.
It's like
It's
a
really
cycle.
difficult to, like it's just safe, I guess, because you have to be really present in the moment to be like anchor yourself and be like, because do you ever, like, sometimes I lie awake at night and I'm like, I wish I could just go back to that time right now and be like, no,
like in Interstellar, he's like, stop, stop.
Yeah.
It's like you're about to do a line of, don't do it.
Nah, sometimes I just have that, and then in the moment I'm like, I'm gonna do this anyway, and then like later you're like, I chose to do that.
And you're like,
I think it's priorities, because like it's not like you don't have any self-control. I feel like it's more just like, it's what sways you most at that time. You know what I mean?
I think I have had the experience of feeling like that scene in Interstellar, like feeling like a future me has come back to this moment to be like, don't do that. Like, it happened to me a couple of times, like, recently. Like, me and my friend Zaid, like, shout out Zaid, he was on episode 6. We were a little intoxicated, went to the skate park. It was middle of the night, couldn't really see much.
That's, dangerous.
And I got on the ramp.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to do it. Like, I'm just going to do it. It'll be fine. I've done this before.
Skate.
Yeah, just, like, skate down the big ramp. Like, drop in.
The bowl.
No, it was just like a quarter pipe.
Yeah.
Maybe
how did it go? And you were intoxicated.
I was about to do it. I was about to step.
Yeah.
And I just felt like this thing, like, grabbed me. And I was like... Oh, and I like looked at Zayd and I was like, I just think a future me came back and told me don't do that because it would end really bad. And he said, yeah, maybe don't do that. And then we left.
Do you think that was maybe like a survival instinct that broke through?
But I had just dropped in on the smaller one and
so
like
how did
no
it catch
issue.
You? That's insane.
I like leaned forward and then I felt something pull me back and I was like, yo, that was crazy.
Yeah.
It happened to me on a date as well recently.
You were that was the day.
Yeah.
You did exactly the same thing.
I said, hey, you want to come to the skate park? And I'll
sort of come back to mine. It's like,
let's go to the skate park.
Bottle of vodka.
I have this fear of on a date, you spilled the beer all over the person. Because
Right.
I was with my friend.
Yeah.
We went on a date, but it was like a date environment. And I was like, yeah, basically, blah, and I
What's
spilled.
a date environment?
We were at a bar together.
Oh, okay.
And
a bar.
Yeah, but like if you looked at it from an outside perspective,
Right. Okay.
Like whenever I go out
was it just the two of you?
Yes.
At a bar? Oh, okay. I see. What
whenever
you
I
mean.
go
Yeah.
out with her and we go to the bar and I'm like ordering my drink, the guy's like, what else? And I'm like, I'm not paying for her. That's I'm not. And then I'm like, this guy's judging me for being a bad date, and I'm like, I'm not even on a date.
Yeah, it's pretty awkward when that happens.
Yeah, I hate it. It always happens.
Yeah.
And then when they're buying you a pint, and you're like,
Yeah. Because the guy will like give you the card reader, and it's like,
and you're like,
don't know why that's given to me. I don't make any money.
But no, I was with my friend Nicole, and I was like talking. I was like, and I spilled the beer all over her. And I was like, I'm so glad that didn't happen on a date. And then I was on a date.
Yeah, and it did happen.
And it was this
Oh,
close.
this is when you were
I went
pulled
like,
back.
and I felt like this thing, and I like just caught the glass, and I was like, there's a very, very close alternate timeline where this ended very bad.
But do you think that was future you? Because I feel like you're not giving yourself enough credit for having like the instincts in the moment. You're like, oh, that must be future Jensen. But what if future Jensen's right? It's like talking about Matthew McConaughey.
That is still giving me the credit though, because it's just future me.
True. Yeah. But you can live like, I don't know, like it's very easy to be like, oh, at this point or at this time, like I am going to be the person that I want to be, because it's like taking the pressure off you. Like how much stuff do you put on the later base?
The later base.
Yeah, just stick it on the later base.
I'll do it later.
Yeah,
it's future me's problem.
Yeah.
I kind of like thinking.
But future me can't give it back to past me, because that's just me. There is only you.
I like that. Oh, it's past me's problem. Yeah. It's like, how is he gonna fix that?
Well, yeah, a lot of people do that in court though, because it's like, that's not who I am anymore.
Yeah, I didn't do it. It was past me.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That was me last week. I'm a different
he's
person.
Right. We need to fix that hole.
We can't incarcerate him.
Do you ever look at people? I do this a lot on the tube, or like at cafes or whatever, where I'll look at someone and they'll have like just enough resemblance to me that I'm like, that could be me. You know what I mean? Come back to check on me.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
yes,
do you do
I always
that?
think
I do
about
that,
this.
yeah.
I think, like, what if an older me is just there?
Yeah.
Like, I was sat next to this guy on the train station, like, way back in the day, and I think I had a vape and he had a cigarette.
Yeah.
And we, like, kind of looked similar, and then we both, like, crossed our legs at the same time. And then we both, like, stood up at the same time. I was like, that could be a future me, like, just coming back.
I like the idea that you've come back with your cigarette to be like,
yeah,
I remember that.
Fucking dumbass.
Yeah.
Look at that grew up vaping. You should smoke cigarettes instead.
There's something more honest about cigarettes.
Yeah,
I think.
I trust people more when they smoke cigarettes.
Especially rollies. Like, I think we've said, like, I don't know, like, if you're buying a Lost Mary, that's like £6. And it's essentially like a battery in a plastic casing. And like, that can't be safer than my cigarettes. You know what I mean? Like, at least what I smoke comes from the earth.
Yeah.
Like, yours is like some kind of factory, like, I don't know, like, and also it tastes like...
It tastes so sugary.
Yeah, it tastes like an electronic Ribena. Sometimes.
Wow. I wouldn't mind to try an electronic Ribena though.
It's a great name for...
a band.
Yeah, but a specific kind of band. Or like, what's the book? Electric Sheep Dream of... Wait,
do
androids dream of electric sheep? Does C-3PO drink electronic Ribena? That's a spin-off I want to see.
A C-3PO specifically. I want Ribena.
That's R2-D2. Have you ever thought about how much R2-D2 keeps to himself in the Star Wars trilogy?
Yeah, he knows everything.
Yeah, he does. He does. And then, like, even when he shows up with Obi-Wan, Obi-Wan's like, "Oh, hello, little droid." But like, I love his accent. Alec Guinness. Hello there.
Hello there. That's not him.
That's
that is him. No, they both say it though.
Yeah, but he's older. I think.
There.
It's like, hello, Luke. Oh yeah, because if you watch Alec Guinness in interviews, he's like, George. It's more. He was a good friend. Your father was one of the best starfighters in the galaxy, and he was a good friend. Whereas, like, Ewan McGregor,
you should be an actor.
I've watched a lot of. Oh, actually, yeah, I'm in a great film at the moment.
You could point the mic a little bit further.
What are we?
Towards you if you need, like.
Oh.
If you want.
There we go. Now I've got a little bit of it. I feel like I'm on Radio 4.
Radio 4. This is Radio Wizard.
Hi.
Welcome back to Radio Wizard.
I love that. I want them to swap the morning radio DJs for the late night ones. So, you know, on like classical, they've got and that was Rebecca Zangleaf with Springs of a Meadow. Like, I want that in the morning, and then and it's plastered all over socials this morning. We're asking you, which kind of iron do you use? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe that's not a good one. Or it's like, Ariana Grande has been spotted out on Boulevard. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's so high energy and so, like, just inane. And it's like, thanks, Stacey.
Welcome, Radio 8.3.
And then, and then they'll quote, like, messages they definitely didn't get.
Yeah.
You know, that stuff
I love
where
the
it's
show.
Like, we got a shout out from Ralph here. He says, keep it up and keep the bangers coming. Thanks, Ralph. It's like, Ralph didn't say.
Ralph is not real.
In what,
Ralph isn't a real
Ralph
person.
was, like, getting the kids ready for school, like, looking for skis. And he's like, you know what? These guys don't get enough credit.
Yeah, let me tell them.
45-year-old Ralph from, like,
Just
Slough.
Ralph says, I'm gonna kill you.
Thanks, Ralph. Keep it frosty.
Yeah, thanks, Ralph.
Yeah. Ralph says the wife is leaving me, and I don't know what it's all for. Thanks, Ralph. But, like, imagine that. You're driving, you know, like, when you're driving down the motorway, like, at night, and, like...
Sorry. Ralph says the wife is leaving me. Also, can we play Butter by BTS?
Butter.
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 Smooth like butter.
Smooth like butter.
Sorry, what were you saying? I completely cut you off.
I don't know now. What do you think Ralph would request? Have you ever requested a song on the radio?
No, I think I would just use Spotify.
Yeah, there's a really good Lemmy.
I love Lemmy Show.
I rewatched it recently, and some of it's hilarious, and some of it is really like disturbing. Like it's kind of pushing the boundaries of funny, and it's like I don't know how I feel about it. There's one where like they play all these noises on repeat, and it's like better than taking drugs, but it's like these people jumping around in a room for like days and days and days, and it's actually quite disturbing. And they're all really sweaty and like wired.
I used to hate Lemmy. I thought his face was it like pissed me off, and then I realized he was
looks
funny,
very
though.
wet, or like it's like his hair gel was a person. You know what I mean? Have you ever noticed that when people start to lose their hair, like men, they'll like stick up the strands?
They have the little...
Yeah, but it's more wax than like people with loads of hair.
Yeah, it's like 50-50. It's more wax and hair. Like hair.
It's like sloshed it. It's just like slathered on.
Yeah, I just couldn't do that. I think if you get to a certain age and you're balding, you just shave it off.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to attack Lemmy. Shout out Lemmy.
But then if you look at... I don't know. He's like Daniel Craig. He's like perpetually balding, but I can't imagine him bald. Imagine Daniel Craig bald.
Yeah, you can't imagine Lemmy. And maybe you just got to get some hats.
Maybe you just I
could see
feel like you got to do that
more
before
than
you
bald.
go bald. That you got to start like
You
just
gotta-
casually
yeah.
wearing. I like those people that are going bald and then grow their hair really long. Because that like there's that guy
And
in
it's
White
like, it's
Lotus
balding,
with
but
the
it's
giant
coming-
forehead.
Yeah, I think that's the worst.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah,
I think that's... Because it's like you're trying to compensate for the fact that it's...
but it looks worse.
Yeah.
If you go short, then it's harder to tell. I think.
Yeah, like Thingy and Boogie Nights.
I've never seen Boogie Nights.
Oh, you'd like Boogie Nights. Boogie Nights is great film.
You'd like Boogie.
You'd like.
That's a
You
good like
specifically would
pickup
love
line.
the movie.
You look
about
like you'd enjoy
porn.
Boogie Nights. You want to have a Boogie Night?
You look like you enjoy Boogie Nights.
I want to buy a Boogie Night.
Want to buy a boogie board, son?
You've met Stan. My friend Stan, I went to, it was his birthday.
Shout out Stan.
Shout out Stan. Oh, he actually just booked a role on an ITV drama that is coming out called Trigger Point, which is about bomb defusal. I don't know what his role in that is, but
He's playing the bomb.
yeah, or the defusal. Don't know how you'd play a process.
Okay, we're good.
I think he took a Xanax. So
Yeah, I think he took a Zanny.
Yeah, little Xanax.
Yeah.
Xanax is weird. I've never done it. It's the one thing other than like heroin where I'd be like, no.
Yeah. Even you wouldn't do heroin? What are you fucking?
Not again. Not again.
Not after
Not after last night.
Not after the fifth time.
Not after 20 minutes ago. No, I told you we're done. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done with heroin. I drew a line in the sand.
Yeah. Podcasting on heroin.
That would be so boring.
Yeah, that would suck.
Just
That
be
would
them
be
like
mildly
unconscious.
interesting for a few seconds.
Would it?
For like,
It would just be like
I would click on it.
like muttering.
I would definitely click on it.
Yeah.
But then it wouldn't be great to see. I think I would report it.
I think this has been said somewhere before, as has everything, because, there's nothing new under the sun. But, like, if you are a heroin addict... Oh, I think it was, like, behind the scenes of The Wire, like, one of the actors that played an addict. But he was talking about, like, if you're addicted to heroin, then every day is like, no, it's a comedian. Anyway, every day you wake up and it's like, I've got to get money. Because, like, so they're, like, pulling copper wire, and they've got everything they own on their backs, which just like it's like very frantic, sweaty Lord of the Rings.
We need to go to Mordor to get the heroin.
Well, yeah, I think it's just interesting because like you look at them. Sometimes.
Do you think I need to bleep out the word heroin every time we say it?
We've said it quite a lot.
We should change
We could
it
be talking
to
about like a female protagonist. We're talking about a female protagonist.
Female protagonist.
No, but that means that we just said podcast with
On
female protagonists would be so boring. and you were like, I'd click on it and then it would be like, oh.
Like, they're women.
It's like Snow White and Sandra Bullock just sitting there.
Snow White and the Seven Bullocks.
God,
You know
they're-
she's having a son and calling him Bird Box.
She's having a son.
Bird Box Bullock. That's not real.
Have you heard about the petition that a lot of people signed to get Jessica Biel's kid to be called Batmo?
Batmo is a cool name, actually.
Yeah.
I might call my son Ferris.
Ferris. Like Bueller.
Ferris wheel.
Yeah. Yeah, you could go back and there's like you can call your son everything.
Except like
Just call him
I don't think
everything.
you can call him
Everything
Hitler.
McLaughlin.
Hitler's not great.
No, It's like a lot of Adolfs had to live out until, people stopped calling their baby.
Yeah.
Like, there were a lot of Adolfs before Hitler, and there'll be a lot of Adolfs after. No, there weren't. But Adolf's not that great of a...
He's not that great of a guy.
No. Look, hot take.
Yeah,
Hot take.
A little bit.
He really fell off. Look, we had Bismarck, and then everyone was
he
like...
was a great painter.
He's the best thing since Bismarck.
A shit painter. I don't know if you've seen his paintings. They're not, like, amazing.
Well, I assume because he didn't get into art school.
Yeah.
Well, probably because they're shit. Well, that's why they're shit, because he didn't go to art school.
Yeah. But how is he going to learn how to paint?
But he overreacted.
How is he going to learn how to... Big time. That is probably the biggest crash out of all time.
I'll say this here. He crossed the line.
Yep. What a jerk.
What a jerk.
No, but how is he going to be good at art if he didn't get into the school? Because surely they teach him how to do art in the school.
Yeah.
So they should have seen his paintings and been like, you can come in because we'll teach you how to
That's the same
paint.
thing with like drama school. People go and try out for drama schools and they're like, you're good enough to teach. Do you know what I mean?
I don't get that. It's like, yeah, come and try out for drama school. If you're not good enough, we're not going to teach you how to be better.
Well, what if you audition and do you think anyone's ever auditioned? They're like, he's just too good. Like, what would we do?
What are we going to teach this kid?
Like,
get him a fucking Oscar, huh?
That's what everyone that doesn't get into. They just take the shittest people. It's like, it's really exclusive, but it's like, you need like desperate help. Like, we must take him. That's so true. You shouldn't be looking for perfection when you're trying out for a school.
Or trying to get into art school. Hitler, fucking asshole.
Maybe it's the same thing with like Hogwarts. Maybe if you...
Yeah, do you think they don't let some wizards in? Because there's only one school in the country.
Is there? Because then they have that... No, it seems like there's one in not even every country, in every like...
No, it has to be.
Well, it has to be, because what have we got? We've got the blue girls.
They're from France.
Fleur, yeah.
Fleur East.
Fleur East, yeah, and her little sister. And then they do the dart, and then their leader is the Lord Farquaad, like, giant woman.
Hagrid. Oh, Hagrid.
Yeah. Oh, Hagrid.
Oh, Hagrid. They get freaky,
I reckon there's some kind of version of that in some, like, cloister of Pornhub. You know what I mean?
I think it's probably not hard to find at all.
Do you?
100%.
I reckon it's like page 2.
I feel like it's probably, if you just
really don't
whatever
have to
her
look.
name is, if you search up her and Hagrid, you're going to see.
Do you think dragons were real?
Well, this is the thing. So, here's the thing with dragons.
Don't get me started. Don't let me started on dragons.
Every like civilization throughout history has had some depiction of a dragon.
No. It's like I was trying to do the perfect dragon roar.
That was it?
No.
I think it's more like...
That's good.
Yeah.
That's because a dragon is a dinosaur.
That's a smaller dragon, though.
No, you've got to... It's very Jurassic Park. Because I'm imagining the fire coming out of my mouth, so it's like...
Oh, that's more of just like wind.
No, that's better, though.
Maybe you do the roar and I'll do the fire.
If we combine them. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
I feel like I drowned you out.
I feel like this is peak podcasting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know when they say anyone these days is having a podcast, at least we have something to bring to the table.
Not like this.
You know? See, that's my rebuttal to that, because I've had like comments on TikTok being like, wow, I've had one comment.
Oh.
It's the only comment so far.
And it was
like, wow, anyone's just making a podcast these days. And I was like,
I feel like this is the
name
podcast.
one other wizard that has a podcast.
I'm sure there's a Harry Potter one somewhere. Ian McKellen's got a podcast.
They're squibs. They're going to be squibs.
They have got.
Or muggles.
Which one's squid? So it's mudbloods if you're born to magical parents.
Yes.
And then
no. Is it mudblood is when your parents aren't magical but you are?
Yes.
And
because that's Hermione.
Squib is when you're not magical but everyone in your family is. So it's like
Filch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really
both
sad.
are slurs though.
Yeah, but I think squib is more of like, it's not been as slurified yet. You know, people still kind of use it.
I wouldn't care personally if I had magic. Then can they do magic without their wands?
See, this is why there's too many plot holes in that movie.
There are.
They have magic items.
I
don't know. Hagrid has an umbrella.
You know Hermione's bag.
I was going to bring up Hermione's bag.
We've spoken about Hermione's bag.
about Hermione's bag.
How does she find everything? Because
her arm is only so long.
Here's the thing. Everything is either shrunk or it's a huge other dimension, which means she's like, if she's got a bookcase in there, because like she's drangling around, she's got loads and loads of clothes. She's always like, she's not even looking.
That.
She's doing this. She's doing it's here somewhere. Like, you can't. I don't understand that, because the fit, it's either like the TARDIS or you've shrunk everything and it's all in there.
Well, here's my rebuttal. Not a great film, but Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, he has a briefcase which has the same that he goes into and it's a zoo.
Yeah.
So
she should be able to get in the bag.
A really long arm.
Yeah.
That, you know?
Well, but when he opens the case, it's like, here's the case, and I assume it's a different dimension, because that's how it's presented. But there's like stairs. If Hermione got in her bag, wouldn't she just fall?
Because it's a bag.
Yeah, it's just a huge...
It's just a big sack.
Yeah. And her arm wouldn't be long enough to get all this stuff.
Why can't they hide in there?
Because they wouldn't be able to get out. You know what I mean?
Surely she's got a ladder in there. If she could.
But what are you going to lean in?
She fit a tent in there. Why didn't they just tent in the back? Yeah,
she did put a tent in there.
Why did she do that? She's like, don't worry, guys. I brought a tent in my magical bag that we could so hide in instead of this tent. You know what I mean?
So true. Well, they'd build a house in the tent, but then all the stuff's around there as well. You know what I mean?
They have quick access.
But they just dive in there. But I keep going back to how do they get out? Because it looked like Eddie Redmayne had a very like, here's the hippos, here's the like dragons and stuff, and then
I don't think he had hippos in there.
Well, you know, I don't remember.
They were magic. They were fantastic beasts, not just hippos.
Here is this fantastic beast. Here is that fantastic beast,
and this is how you find them.
Yeah,
Place to a map.
You walk into my suitcase.
Okay, what were you going to say?
Well, he seems to have a system of like how he would navigate that. Whereas if Hermione was getting into her bag, then she's just diving in there, and there's no way to get out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Unless someone else sticks their arm in there, and it's like, where's the Hermione?
But then how can she grab everything? Because she. Well, here's the other thing. I'm pretty sure, and we'll throw the clip up.
Yeah.
Of her. Let's just watch that. It's her saying that I just knocked over a book.
Yeah. That's the bit that we always reference.
There it is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Well,
she just knocked it over.
In reference to what we've just seen, that doesn't make any sense, because what? How did you knock over something that should just be loose in the bag? Do you have a floor in there?
That means there's a floor.
Maybe
something
they're suspended.
Cannot tumble without a floor.
But she carries it like she'd be doing that all the time.
Because she's like, fucking running around and shit.
There's a big noise.
There's a lot of plot holes.
It does sound like there's loads of other ones as well.
It's like the time turner.
Yeah.
You tell me she could have gone back in time at any point. And then in the Cursed Child, they do.
Did you call it Cursed Child, or did you call it Philosopher's Stone?
That's not the same thing.
No, it's the same book.
No, that's the Sorcerer's Stone.
Sorry, Sorcerer's Stone.
The Cursed Child
I've seen Cursed Child.
It's a stage play.
I've seen that.
I didn't see it, but I heard.
It's 6 hours, and then
it's 6 hours.
It's like 3 hours.
If you guys are thinking of going watching the Cursed Child, don't watch it.
Honestly, don't. It's shit.
6 hours.
It's really bad.
You know how much you could do with 6 hours?
You could do what can you do in 6 hours?
You could watch the first 2 Harry Potter movies. Oh no, carry on.
No. What can you do in 6 hours? You could have a bowl of cereal.
You could do a lot.
You could do a lot. Like, how much? I'm just trying to think. Like, if you had 6 hours, so I've got 6 hours to kill. What's the most ambitious thing that you could do?
The most ambitious thing.
Could you build a shed in 6 hours? Probably.
I think yes.
Yeah.
You could definitely build a shed.
Could you cycle to Brighton in 6 hours?
Oh, I wouldn't
Depends how
want
good you are
to.
at cycling.
Yeah.
If you're cycling to Brighton, though, I'd want to, like... Brighton's the one down, isn't it?
We live in
then
London.
Bristol is... Oh, yeah, sorry. We live in London. So, and currently we're in... Sort of Brighton would be like... Ooh, the road that I live on, Stratham High Road, is the longest high road...
Now you're giving too much content.
This is the thing, though. It's the longest high road in Europe, so they'll never find me. It's like the TV license people. So they keep sending us
if you
letters.
don't know, we have a TV... we need to pay a TV license in this country.
Who's watching this that doesn't know about TV license?
People that aren't in the UK.
Do they not have TV licenses?
They don't have TV licenses.
Why do we decide to have that?
I do, because we have BBC, which is a public
like
broadcasting service.
Yeah, but isn't that taxes?
Yeah, it's like made by the government. So...
ITV is funded by advertising, whereas the BBC is funded by
the government.
Oh, right, so that's why it's always on the BBC iPlayer.
So
yeah,
it's basically just a TV tax,
right,
for a channel that people don't really watch. And the only way to verify that you're paying the tax is they pull up to your house to see if you have a television.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, but
have you ever gotten
Oh, I've got loads of letters, but no. They
Really?
can't raid us because we live in like one of those doors in the high street, and then you go up, and then there's like different flats.
Okay, now you are giving information.
It's a really long high street. But like we're in one of those, so. If they come, there's no way of them being like, it's you, because I'll just be like, I live in a different flat. I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, wait, just put the mic a little bit
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I can just be like, you don't know which flat I live in. So
You'd
there's
be like,
no way.
I don't watch TV.
They know that I do, but they don't know who I am. You know what I mean? It's just, and also, have you seen, I've watched those videos on YouTube of, like when the TV license people show up, and it's like the title will be TV license goon gets what's coming to him. It's like, look at me, like stick it to the TV license people, and it's the most like frail, like it's just a sweet old man who's clearly like volunteering, and he's like, hello, and then he's just got a flyer, and they're like, fuck off, I know my rights, and then he just goes without a fuss, and then all the comments are like, he's being paid to like harass people, and it's not the rage bait that they think it is. I think
that's this most like caveman brain idea.
TV license.
Yeah. One, if you really wanted to charge people for it, you would just make it a subscription service.
Yeah.
But then that would defeat the purpose of it being...
So have people been paying TV licenses since the 30s?
Yeah, but back then they had like 3 channels.
Yeah.
So like it's
BBC
not worth
1,
it.
2, and 3.
Yeah.
Now 3's online.
3's not even on...
Do you use BritBox?
I don't.
You know how BritBox?
I don't really like British things too much.
Don't like British things.
Like, I mean, like, I'm not drawn towards British
I'm gonna have
media.
a roast tonight. That's nice.
That is nice.
That's British.
I'm not talking about like media.
Do you agree that a good roast...
You're having a roast tonight?
Yeah, it's quite...
Sunday.
Yeah, it's quite hot actually. As I'm sitting here, I'm rethinking that.
Yeah. Are you going to make the roast?
I'm gonna get involved.
Who's making the roast?
I
Who
don't
do you
know.
live with? Stan and Eva?
No Stan.
No Stan, just Eva.
Just Eva.
So she's going to make the roast.
She suggested it. I make things. I make loads of things. Last night I made a salad. It's a little Greek salad.
I'm a little concerned on the phrase "make a salad." I think it's more
assemble.
assembled.
That's what you're doing. What do you think? Cook, like you have to heat things in order for it to qualify as making.
You just got to do it. Put a bit more effort in. You know what I mean?
Salad's a lot of effort. I mean, I make the sauce. So I go tomatoes.
But you wouldn't say I made a bowl of cereal.
Yes, I would.
You?
I wouldn't say like
I made that.
Yeah, I'm giving myself the
milk
credit.
and cereal.
Sometimes a bowl of cereal is like, do you ever mix cereals? I can't stand that.
Oh, no. I think back in the day,
Yeah.
and this always pissed me off. My mum or like my dad or whoever it was,
Yeah.
if there was only a little bit left in the box, they just add it to another box, and it would be a different cereal.
Yeah.
And then for like the next week, I just have to eat like Cocoa Pops with just like random shit in there, and like Cheerios. And I'm
That
like,
ruins the
it
Cocoa
ruins,
Pops.
yeah,
for
it
me.
ruins everything.
Yeah.
I would eat them fine separately.
Yeah. That's why I like the little mini packs, but it's not enough. It's not
never
enough.
enough.
Anyone that's having one, like, single one of those mini packs, like,
It's probably a child.
probably a child.
And
oh, right,
probably
they're
wants
4
more.
children. Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, but they don't say that on the
I double up.
package.
So in each of those, I probably got 1 bowl of Cocoa Pops and 1 bowl of Rice Krispies.
But then that
And I
defeats
don't
the
eat
point of having
shapes.
to carry 2 boxes when you want it. Oh, you're just eating them on the...
The amount of Rice Krispies
Wait,
they
are you
sell.
eating these at home?
Where else am I eating them? My
Like,
brother
on
eats
holiday.
cereal in the car while he's driving.
Like in Always Sunny.
Like in Always Sunny. Yeah, exactly.
That's
He
stupid.
brushes his teeth in the car. It's insane. You find toothpaste and cereal and like oranges aren't that weird. But the cereal's pretty weird.
Yeah, it's oranges in the car.
Or like meals. He was late for football once, and we were in the middle of dinner, and he just brought the food with him.
Like
He was like,
and then
yeah.
there is like gravy.
Yeah,
It's like a
and
roasted.
then he gets out of the car and just leaves it on the seat. And I was like, I'm not. Oh, have I ever told you? Okay, this is a story I've got to break down. I think I've told you about it before.
Okay, break this down.
Okay, chat. Let me. Is it chat? What do we say?
We can say
Audience.
chat.
Chat. Yeah. Okay. Let's get it.
There isn't a chat, but
Well, there'll be the comments or the public.
Yeah, comments.
Let's throw this out to the floor. So
floor.
The floor.
I like that.
The floor. Take it away.
floor.
So my friend Stat, we got quite high. I was staying at his house.
That's weed.
It was weed. You don't really get high on like.
I know, but
hungry on like or anything.
with YouTube, you have to like censor yourself, otherwise it will like flag it, and then you get less, you get less views.
Well,
were
it's not really relevant because I wasn't actually that hungry. Okay, let's just assume that we were just having a nice evening. and we were getting some food from Waitrose before we were going to go back to his. And I bought my little ready meal, and I saw this like quite large. It's not huge; it's about the size of a plate, but it was a really nice lemon cheesecake, and it looked delicious. And I was like,
A lemon cheesecake.
yeah. And I
I
was
would
like,
love a lemon cheesecake right now with a little bit of ice cream.
is that not too heavy? Actually, no, citrus is really good.
I think the
heat.
ice cream, because
Yeah.
it's cold, right? It's pretty hot in this room.
Yeah, I don't like.
I couldn't just eat straight cheesecake.
Sorbet
Right now.
is me.
Ooh.
Raspberry and lemon sorbet.
Mango sorbet.
Or there's another one that I like. Raspberry, lemon, limes.
This is
limes too.
way too much.
Anyway,
yeah,
so
carry on.
this cheesecake,
I want some sorbet now.
it's really after a meal because you don't think you have any room, and for ice cream you don't. But
But it melts. So it's like drinking.
I had tonsillitis for a few weeks.
Did you just
a
say-
while ago, and all I ate was raspberry sorbet because it's the only thing that goes down. I couldn't even drink water, but raspberry sorbet.
You couldn't drink water.
Well, I could. It just hurt for some reason.
Ooh.
But the raspberry sorbet is soothing because it's
numbed it.
cold.
Oh.
Yeah, it was really nice.
I want to get tonsillitis
Fucking
now.
love raspberry sorbet. It sucked. Yeah. Okay. So I see this thing, this lovely lemon cheesecake, and I was like, I can have that.
Yes.
And I had the dinner that I like, the ready meal that I bought. As
Wait,
I tell
what
this
was the
story,
ready
I've
meal?
realized it's probably like a lasagna. I hate lasagna actually. No, I don't hate it.
Are you Garfield,
but I
but
have to
not?
be. You like Garfield, but not.
You like Garfield, but the opposite?
I think. Yeah, I think.
I love
that's-
Mondays, hate lasagna.
That person sounds terrifying.
You're halfway there.
Yes.
Yes, it's Monday. Wake
it's
up and you
Monday.
realize it's Monday.
Fuck!
Yes!
It's lasagna for
I'm
breakfast.
not going to eat lasagna today.
Again. I feel like that's how you should live your life. It's like, I'm not starving. You know what I mean? Celebrate the things you don't
Yeah.
have, as opposed to notice the lack. Okay, so I put a lot of emphasis into this story. I feel like it won't live up to the hype, but get this lemon cheesecake.
Long story short, I had a cheesecake. It was
I
pretty
don't
good.
have lasagna before. I have something else, but that fills me up. And then I have like a slice of the lemon cheesecake. I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. Maybe I have another slice, but then, I'm not going to go through the whole thing.
Yeah, so you bought the whole thing for
Yeah, I bought
yourself,
the whole
but
thing.
you weren't going to eat it all.
No,
in
but
one
it looked
go.
great, so I was like, I'll take the time. But then the next morning, for whatever reason, I forgot that, to take it, and then I just left it in my friend Stan's room. And then I came back like a month later, and it was still in his room. And obviously it started to mold and stuff. And I was like, what's this all about? Like, why didn't you throw this away? And he was like, oh, I shouldn't have to throw away your shit. And I was like, okay.
That's unhinged.
Yeah, right? No, but it's like, you're not teaching me like, just send me
This
a
is
message
your
being
room.
like, just don't leave food in my room. And I'm like, fair enough, my bad. But like, he said it like, gotcha. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, you're living with a lemon cheesecake in the corner of your room, to teach me a lesson. And he was so smug about it. And I was like, okay, I can throw it
That's
away.
the dumbest thing I've
It
ever
was
heard.
really weird.
Also,
And he-
if you leave a lemon cheesecake in here, I'm eating the lemon cheesecake
yeah.
before you get back. Even if you left the door and I'm like, oh, I forgot my cheesecake.
I'm not doing that
It's
again
probably
though,
gone.
because I would never waste another lemon cheesecake.
You should get him a lemon cheesecake for like his birthday.
I should have done that
You know what
actually.
I mean?
Didn't get him anything for his birthday.
What do you get you?
He got me baklava,
Yeah.
which is like those. They have them at the till at the corner shops. The like it's like
Actually,
a
I have no idea
pastry
what that
thing,
is.
like pistachio,
Oh.
like golden
Baklava.
Hey, no, is it called baklava? Like
I think I know what you mean.
bakla.
Is it like nougat? No.
Yeah, kind of.
It's got
but
like nuts in it. It's like a wafery
pastry.
Oh, pastry.
No, it's like pastry on the outside. It's like a baklava, and it's like it's like pastry,
It's
but
nutty?
it's sweet. It's like golden, it's sort of nutty. Yeah,
I think I might know. I'm not sure.
he got me that and a nice jumper, which was
He got you a jump. You could have led with the jumper, not the sweet
but
treat.
2 years ago, I took him to see the Strokes in Glasgow at Transmit. And
Okay.
that's a great present.
That is a good present.
I've been
So you were like,
ghosting on that. No, it
were
wasn't.
like-
I might still
It
get
turns
him.
out that was 5
This was
years
only
ago.
like last week. It was 2 years ago.
Oh, his birthday was last week.
Yeah. So the present might still be coming.
Yeah, you either say I've ordered it but it hasn't arrived,
Yeah.
or you just bring up the fact that you pour a lot before the birthday.
Yeah, so it's an awkward
So they don't
thing
expect.
to bring up.
So they don't expect.
Yeah.
But you have to be poor. Like you can't. That's weird if you lie.
It's
about
weird
that.
if someone doesn't get you a birthday present because, like, would you bring that up if it was your birthday and
If someone didn't get me a present.
yeah?
No, I would.
But
I don't expect people
Where
to.
does the circumference end? Because if my parents don't get me anything...
I'd be like, come on, guys.
Yeah, like, if my girlfriend didn't get me something for... Like, it would be like a... But, you know, I thought maybe. But there's some people... Like, if Mark didn't get me something for my birthday...
I think if he did, I'd be concerned.
You'd be concerned?
Mark's our tutor.
Mark is our tutor. Or just a Mark. Like, I don't want to start walking up to Mark's and being like, where's my birthday present?
Where'd you get my fucking present?
Yeah. Yeah. What's
I
going
don't
on?
know. I think I love giving... I actually...
I'd be... Just to go back, I'd be
love
quite
giving
touched if Mark got me a birthday present, actually. And I wouldn't be like, what the fuck? Because I
think
feel like
I would be a little concerned.
he might. Like, that's the kind of thing that he might
My hood's
do.
on the wrong way.
That's kind of... Oh, wait. Can that happen?
Yeah, it happens very easily.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't know. I think if your film school tutor just gets you a present and no one else, and he's like, "Oh, it's your birthday, huh? Yeah, I know. I got you a present." I'd be like, number one, how did you know?
Yeah.
Number two, what did you get me?
Well, the records, I assume. Don't they have that shit at school? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
So he would have to look it up and be like, "I want to know when his birthday is to get him a present."
Maybe he just saw and was like, "Hey, I'm seeing Jensen tomorrow. It's no skin off my nose. I'll just get him a little something. I know he can. I know he likes Hot Wheels or whatever."
Yeah, I do like Hot Wheels.
Who doesn't like Hot Wheels? Did you ever have one of those little skateboards at school?
Tech decks.
Yeah.
I love tech decks.
Yeah.
I was really good at those. I could like kickflip a tech deck.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was impressive. I can't do it anymore, so I can call it impressive.
Are you old enough to remember Tamagotchi?
Yes.
Yeah. I never had one of those.
Alex, you're like 2 years older than me. Are you 3 years older than me?
That's a lot of time. There's a whole like culture.
How old are you?
Who knows? Who knows? How old do you think Dumbledore was? They discussed that in Hogwarts, Harry Potter. Hogwarts, I think, is what the film should have been called. Like the films should have been Hogwarts, and then they should have forgotten about Harry
never
Potter
thought about that.
and just explored this
Hogwarts.
world that they're building. Because then we wouldn't need Fantastic Beasts. Make it more like we've got this school. Because like, have you heard of Waterloo Road? Waterloo Road is this show on BBC.
Yes.
Where it's set in a school. Do that, because the worst thing about Harry Potter,
more characters.
It's
Is
the
Harry
main.
Potter.
Yeah, exactly.
I think as a kid, I was like,
But
I
I
like
am
him.
the
He's
chosen
like
one.
me.
Yeah.
Because as a kid, you would always wanted to be the chosen one. And then you hit a certain age where you start like not relating to those characters because you're like, I'm just like everyone else.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Also, the people in his year, I know it's been said before, but like the people in his year must have fucking hated him.
Yeah, I would have. He fucking...
There's that video of him when Fred and George set off all the fireworks, and then he starts like passing out.
Yeah,
and then,
it's like, look at me, guys.
Yeah, it's like the 2 seconds where you're not the main character, and he's like, "Oh no, it's Voldemort and my
like
scar."
Ron comes in and is like, "Hey guys, look behind it." He goes, "Oh, my scar, guys, it's really hard."
And he can't even let Ron have Hermione. He has to have a little dance with it.
Yeah, he has to like, just to prove a point.
Ginny was
He's like, I could have, but I'm gonna fuck your sister instead.
Yeah, but what a double-edged sword. Jesus Christ.
That guy. I hate this guy.
No, Harry Potter was awful.
He seemed like a sweet kid, though.
Yeah, I mean, he did like...
He's like,
violently
too
abused.
nice. You know what I mean?
Too
nice. He's like the type of kid who would like say fuck, but quietly, in case any teachers heard.
I used to do that. I used to like think that God was watching me, so I wouldn't want to swear. When I was like really young, though, so I'd be like I still say pardon me every time I burp, even if I'm on my own.
I say squeeze me.
Squeeze me.
Just squeeze me. Because it goes from like excuse
Unrelated.
me to excuse me to squeeze me.
Do you say that on your own? Just squeeze me.
No, it's usually around people. That's if I'm being polite.
Oh, okay.
I think it's for my dad.
Are there any situations where you don't want to be polite?
Someone
Someone
kind of pisses me off. I was trying to explain a joke to...
Yeah.
I'll bleep his name out. Shout out Ryan.
Ryan's great. Well, there's lots of Ryans.
There's lots of Ryans.
We know someone called Ryan.
Yeah.
And
but I was trying to explain a joke
there
to
is
him
no
because... Okay, how am I going to get around this?
Swear the story. Yeah.
We know someone, Joe, was his girlfriend. They were having a meal at the pub next to our uni.
Yeah.
While we were all there. This was at the Eat Me night, the premiere of Eat Me.
Yes,
And
I
he
remember
was
because we were
having-
like, "Where's Joe?"
Yes.
Yeah.
And then me and Jake went to the bar and we turned around and were like, oh, he's having a meal with his girlfriend
Spouse,
and
yeah.
her family. And we were like, we can fuck with him. We can do something.
Okay.
So we asked the bar guy, we call him. I'll bleep
Is that
that
the guy
out.
with the stupid hair?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
How long do
actually
you
coming
think-
on the podcast tomorrow. Not
I was gonna say, I was like,
He's like, oh, let me watch your episodes.
how long do you think do you remember how much hair wax Lawson used to use? Like, he'd show up to school every day, just looked so
slick
wet.
back.
Yeah.
I need to get Lawson on this podcast. I feel like that'd be great.
I feel like you might have to censor him a lot more. I just love how like into things he gets sometimes.
Yeah, he gets really annoying. Anyway, this is we can't. Yeah,
let's not derail.
So we were like, okay, how can we mess with this nice family gathering that they're having? So we were like, let's send them something.
Some shots.
No, that's too expensive.
Yeah.
We're like, what can we send them? And we settled on a bag of pork scratchings, literally just because it was the cheapest thing on the menu.
Okay.
But
that's
we
more
were
of
like,
a nuisance if they're eating. That's
what I mean.
So they're eating a meal, and you're like, I'm going to send you some crisps.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we specifically asked the guy, can you go and say this is for Joe?
Yeah.
And so we're like, yeah, go do it. And then Ryan comes over. And he's like, what are you guys laughing at? We're like, oh my God. So Joe's over there with his girlfriend.
Ryan would not get that.
Yeah. And we're gonna just like send him a bag of pork scratchings. And he goes, pork scratchings are quite good. And I'm like, well, no, yeah, that's not the point though, Ryan. You know, it's like he's with his family, you know, like they haven't met him many times. Like, I think it's funny if they say this is for Joe. And he's like, so let me get this straight.
Let me break this down.
Let me break this down. So
whoa,
what you're going to do is send him a bag of pork scratchings. And this is when I was, because you asked me like, when are you not polite on purpose? This is where I was like, was when I shut up. And I like just stopped. I like pushed past it.
Oh no, not Ryan.
Because I was like, you're kind of like making fun of me now. Because I was trying to be funny.
I don't know about that. The thing about Ryan is like, he's one of those people that won't give you something too readily, which I kind of respect. Do you know what I mean?
What do you mean?
Well, like a laugh. Like, I've said stuff to him before, and he's been like straight face, like, what do you mean by that? And I've been like, I'll explain. And if you keep going, you will get the laugh. But it feels because you know there's people that you talk to sometimes. And they're like,
I don't think it is earned. Sometimes if you have to explain a joke and then keep saying it until you crack a laugh out of them, it might just be because he wants you to be quiet. He's like, oh yeah.
Babe, what you think I'm getting pity laughs? That's.
I think if you don't laugh the first time at a joke,
no, but that's what I mean, because he like invests in. I've broken him by like just going with it, because it just gets to a point where if you want that sweet Ryan laugh, yeah, it's not, you know, it's like looking for a diamond. You're not going to find it unless you dig. And you know those people that you talk to sometimes, and they're like, oh, ha 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 ha, and like they're really like invested in the Ryan like has nothing to gain or lose from you, so it's more like actually I feel like I'm talking about Ryan in some.
We're gonna have to bleep out the name Ryan a lot.
Really? Oh, what, we can't say Ryan?
I feel like I don't want to talk somewhat badly about
someone. Do people know
know
your name? Like, because it's your podcast.
I don't think I've ever. I think I've said it like once.
But they see you as like the wizard guy.
Yes.
Okay.
We didn't even intro this.
No, we didn't.
We didn't give it any backstory.
We could do a little intro.
Well, we're already an hour in. This is like the end.
Oh, okay. Hi, guys.
Hey, guys. Welcome back to WizBreak episode 6. I'm joined with Alex. I didn't like that. That was a bad intro.
Okay, should we...
That felt very plain.
Yeah. What should we do?
Wizard.
I used to work with this guy called Marco, and he actually strangled me in the middle of the restaurant. It was crazy, but he was quite nice. And he told me a story once. I think I wanted to do something, and I was talking to him, and he was like, Alex, he was Italian, and he was like, have I ever told you a story about the swimming pool? And I was like, no, you don't know him, but this impression is spot on.
Yeah.
And he was like, so English isn't his first language, so hearing him tell this story is so funny. But he was like, so there are these guys, okay? You know, they can be women as well, but, you know, it's just the guys, okay? So there are guys, they're in the pool, they're all swimming, they're having a good time, and here's you, yeah? Outside the pool, on the ledge, you know, the side of the pool, yes, okay? So they're swimming, they're having some laughing at times, and you're standing there, you're like, oh, am I gonna jump? No, I don't wanna jump. And you keep, you know, you cannot decide. And then, he told it as a story. So it was like, it wasn't me. Anyway, I butchered this second hand.
Okay.
But eventually the point is, you jump in and then you're like, that's not as bad as I thought. And this accent's gone out the fucking window. Anyway, point is, jumped in, everyone else is gone because you waited too long. But the way he told it was magical.
What was this in reference to? What had you just done?
No, I was talking about
you like, I really want to do something.
I think I was talking about leaving the job or asking for promotion. Or Honestly, I couldn't tell you. This was a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He was a very special special guy. I don't know whether he still works there. Actually, he had really bad breath. But he.
Do you think he knew? Sometimes I worry about that. Like,
What, that he knows that he has a bad breath?
not him specifically, but me. What if like everyone?
You
thinks,
asking if you have bad breath?
Yeah. Do I have bad breath?
Not that I've noticed.
Okay, good.
And I feel like you do notice if it's bad.
Yeah.
What I quite like is sometimes if there's a group, like in an environment, there will be someone with bad breath, and everyone knows that they have bad
No one
breath.
says it.
No one says it. But let's say
Is
it's
it a better friend to be like, you have bad breath? I feel like if I had bad breath, I would rather someone say than not say, and then bring it up to me like 2 days later. And
But then I feel like it's different if it's like, oh, you have a bogey, or like, oh, you need to comb your hair. Yeah, but like bad breath is like suddenly I'm like, what am I not doing? You know what I mean? Like what? Because I brush my teeth, so it's like
I brush my teeth as well.
yeah, I floss. Do you floss?
I've only just started flossing.
Flossing's great.
Shout out flossing.
You ever eaten popcorn and then flossed? Oh, it's
Yeah.
actually. Oh,
Okay,
I
I'll get
love
on
it.
that.
I
I started flossing. I think the gap between my teeth has gotten bigger. I can like shoot water out of it really well
yeah.
now.
Well, you just think you're missing all that shit when you brush your teeth and don't floss.
Yeah, but when I floss, I don't get much out. I think my teeth are they're pretty compact.
You don't get much out. Thing I don't
I
understand.
don't know. No food comes out when I floss.
You ever tried with a toothpick? I don't like toothpicks.
No, I have those like little those little. Do you like use like kind of floss or like?
Yeah. It's
No,
like
I
a
have
garrote.
those like little. They're like C's, and they have just like one line of floss.
I've seen those, but do they have the bristles on the side of them like tiny Christmas trees, where you twist? You go in between and you twist.
Oh no, those are those ones.
Yeah,
I'm talking about.
But they're tiny.
I'm talking about the little picks where they're like this.
No.
Should I just get one? They're like
Have you
right
got one?
there. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, chat. This is what I meant.
Oh, I've seen those.
Yeah.
Okay, but my question
So
with
you
that
kind
is,
of like.
oh, because it's got the handle. Because can you go to the back?
Do you want one?
Can
Do you want me to get you one?
Yeah. I should have asked for one on the first trip.
Yeah, I should have brought two. I feel like they should be mint flavored.
Yeah. Oh, what, are they mint flavored? No. You can get mint flavored floss. Mint flavored floss. Wait.
Flint flavored floss.
Floss flavored floss. That is good. Candy floss flavored floss.
Candy floss. Have you seen those grapes that are candy floss flavored?
Now this is worse.
This is worse.
The best one is the floss because you wrap it around 2 fingers and you can go all the way back and you go and because I know where the gaps are. We're there.
Yeah.
How
I have to like bite it down to put it in.
ah
Yeah, it hurts. No?
I can't get it out.
You can't get it out.
Oh, I was so scared there that my tooth was going to come out because you got to yank, and if you
Yeah.
yank,
But isn't that the same with floss?
but you got two sides to. It's like a rope, and it's like.
I guess if it gets stuck, you can just let go of one end and pull it
I
out.
have got it stuck before though because I floss in the shower.
I clean my teeth in the shower.
so
Not
do I.
here.
So do
At
I.
home, I used to.
Because don't you have a shared bathroom?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It's kinda
We're
weird.
in an accommodation at the moment.
Yeah, it'd be weird if I took I had a sink in my room. It'd be weird if I was like, I'm going to clean my teeth while I shower.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like, I can literally clean the teeth and watch TV. The sink's behind me.
That's the thing. If I'm just brushing my teeth, I get bored. Which is
Yeah.
why in the shower, it's
I'm
amazing.
afraid of this.
Afraid of what? That.
No, yes. I'm afraid of, like, dopamine receptors being so... Like, I can't just do one thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I've got 2 monitors. Like, I'm editing on this and I'm watching YouTube on this one. Or, like, I'm in the shower with a JBL in the shower with me. Or I'm going for a walk and I have to listen to music.
I think that. Yeah.
And it's like, at what point is it just going to be like, I need Subway Surfers in the background of a movie? You know what I mean?
I
Or, like, when I
love
watch a
those
movie, I
videos
have
where
to be
it's like half
eating.
and half.
Oh, you know what I mean? Or like,
Well, okay. Yes. Okay, this is bad. Have you ever been eating with someone and they're talking and it's like, I would like to be watching something right now?
what do you mean?
Well, like if you're at a meal. Also, my thing with restaurants.
I feel like I should put this away. That's kind of...
I know. The more I did it, the more I was getting stuff. It's just this manky
gross.
the thing with restaurants is like sometimes I struggle to eat. Oh, thank you.
Floss, guys.
Floss.
I tried to do sorry, not to derail. I tried to have a positive message. So
Yeah.
in the last one, it was drink more water, smoke more cigarettes. But we
Smoke more cigarettes.
Yeah, we vetoed that one though. But at least drink more
Smoking
water.
cigarettes is good for digestion and losing weight.
So this one is floss yo teeth.
I would say floss and mouthwash No, I take this back. Are you an electric toothbrush person?
No, I can't afford that.
You can't afford the electric toothbrush.
No, I think I used to have one.
What happened? Oh, it's the
don't
heads.
know.
It's the heads.
It's the heads.
Yeah. Well, I was told I was brushing too hard. So that's why I have receding gums, because like
But trying to run away.
naturally your brain is like harder equals cleaner, but it doesn't. It's coverage. And an electric toothbrush takes that away because you don't have to push.
Yeah.
You know what I
But
mean?
I always wonder about this is, what about speed?
Speed.
Yeah, because surely the
You want to go slow.
No, but the quicker, the more coverage. So when they say 2 minutes, what if I can do it in one, but very fast?
I would say the opposite.
Because I'm just going like,
Why
I'm still
not?
hitting the same amount of surface area.
Yeah. But if you went 3 and slower,
If I
surely
went
that would
slow.
be better. Like for longer. Like, because then you're just on that area for longer.
You're just on that area
What's
for
your
longer.
system? Do you go like outside, like
Well, I don't know. I think I start at the back, kind of like go. Then it gets to the point where I'm like, I just do any. And I just keep
but
going
you've got
around.
to cover. I go systematically. Like I'll go. So each side is like this side, top, and then other side, because the inside. So I'll do that, then I'll do that for here, and then I'll go round, and then I'll do the top as well. And then because I know I've got a little time to spare,
Yeah.
I'll go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I'll spit it out like, that's great. Have you ever brushed your teeth and it's like, I didn't do my best work there?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to spend the entire day just being like, no one else knows.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Oh, when you forget and you're like, fuck, I forgot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then you're like, no, I just have
I'm
to
bad at that
make
in the
sure.
evenings, in the morning.
Yeah, and you're already in bed and you're like, oh, now I gotta get up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing with showering in the morning. If I postpone the shower, I'm just like, I haven't started the day. You know what I mean?
Sometimes I like postpone it so much that I'm like, I get a shower at like 4 p.m. And I'm like,
One of those
I
days.
just started my day.
Yeah.
Because, you know what I mean?
That's the thing once you leave school, though. Like, you realize, like, it's that thing of
do
like,
whatever you want.
oh, I can do whatever I want. And then it very quickly becomes like, oh,
whatever I want is deadly.
yeah, whatever I want is like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And then you see people going to jobs
Whatever
and
I
stuff,
want is
and it's like,
drinking a lot of beer and not doing a lot of other shit.
no. Doing shit is good.
Doing shit is good. Doing shit
Doing
is
shit
good.
is good.
I don't know if
I feel like you got to stay on top of the. You just got to keep doing shit.
yeah.
Once you stop doing shit, it all becomes pretty dire.
Yeah.
Like Danny.
Danny Dyer.
Call me dire. Wait,
Call me Danny because I'm dire.
because it's dire. It's getting
It's getting dire in here. Call me
someone
Danny.
called Danny because it's getting dire in here.
Speaking of Call Me Daddy, she's coming on the podcast. Who even does that?
Who's
Does that
calling
Talk
Call Me
Her?
Daddy?
There's a podcast. I've heard of it.
The Hawk Tour podcast.
No, that's the Talk to Her podcast. Who does Call Me Daddy?
Talk Tour.
I don't know. Whoever that is coming on the podcast. Anyway, I don't know
Is
how
there a
good
podcast
this episode
called
is.
Call Me Daddy?
Yeah, well, I'm looking this up. Alex Cooper,
I've heard of Alex
Sophia
Cooper.
Franklin.
No, I haven't heard of Sophia Franklin.
They're both heroines, I think.
like female protagonists.
Yes,
Ah.
in that podcast. I'm rivaling them.
Well, we're
Heroes.
we're heroes.
Heroes.
Just a couple of heroes, wizard heroes.
What's a non-binary hero called? I don't know.
Guys, gals, and non-binary pals,
On all the in-between.
and all the in between. It's a Venn diagram.
On the last thing I'm going to say before we end it, on the topic of cleaning your teeth.
Yeah.
This is something that I do that I've heard that not many people do. Okay, a lot of people don't do this, okay?
I did it.
So you clean your teeth, you spit, and then some people swish the mouth out. You know, you like drink water and they spit.
Why would you do that?
See, this is the thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people say don't do that
Yeah.
because
Why would you do that?
Because it's like that's what some people do. They drink a little.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, it's supposed
That's
to
the
get all
thing.
the shout. Yeah.
But then here's the thing. So you drink, you do it.
Yeah.
Because some people say you're supposed to leave the toothpaste on.
Well, I like to think that that's how you get the minty fresh.
Well, here's what it is.
Yeah.
If you clean your teeth, all that shit is still going to be in your mouth, though.
That's why
if
you gotta
don't
floss.
spit. So you clean it, swirl it out, spit, and then put a little bit back on.
Oh, so brush your teeth again with
Just
nothing.
a little bit, yeah.
How much do you spit?
I go.
And how do you spit? Is it, or is it like one of the
you let it
dripping
go.
ones? Yeah.
I don't know. How good has this episode been? I think it's been very good, but I think we talked about teeth a lot, and
I think that's good.
I could see the comments saying like,
What's this about?
"Wow, everyone's got a podcast these days."
They do.
And they do, so why
and
can't
so do we. We're not asking you to enjoy this.
We're just asking.
We're
you
just
to
saying.
listen.
We're just saying what it is. We're just saying this is it. And you know,
I think people would have clicked off by now.
like the whole thing.
I don't think they got to the bit where we talk about cleaning teeth, and that's when they.
Why don't
clicked
we
off.
put that bit at the beginning?
Yes, because it's good.
Yeah.
But thank you for coming on the show.
No. Thank you for
It's
having
been
me.
great. It
We
took
should. Don't know. When do you think he's going to be back?
the dragon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not
Did
sure.
we ever learn what desolation meant?
I thought you told me.
Yeah. It's like.
It's like
Well,
the diminishing.
Well, but desolate means like barren. I think.
Yes.
So. Okay. Well, we'll get this next week.
Should we look it up?
Should we? We can't leave the. Maybe tell us in the comments.
I've started.
Tell us in the comments. Tell us in the comments.
Yeah, that was our first topic. I know last time was very good.
Yeah, see, there's structure to this.
But they had to watch the whole thing to tell us.
You got to.
You gotta do it.
You gotta do it.
Oh shit!
And that's on you.
I think he's coming back. Oh shit! I think he's coming back.